Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on our friends at Fanatical running their massive summer sale with a lot of big deals. They also have a flash deals section where they have deals rotating in and out. Kind of like how Steam did it back in the day with their sales. But remember, for these deals, you do get Steam keys and you redeem the deals directly on Steam and you are good to go. We are going to be going over a general overview, and I'll be doing more videos with more in-depth breakdowns on the best deals under certain price thresholds, etc, etc. You guys know how this channel works. So the flash deals, as I'm recording this video, is the beloved Monster Hunter Wilds. It's 35% off for $45.49. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered is $15.59, and Frostpunk 2, the deluxe edition, is $39. The deluxe edition of that is typically $75, so it being down to $39 is actually quite a great pickup. And they've got a lot of other great deals. They've got Black Myth Wukong 27% off for $43.79. This is one of those games that's just gonna hold up in price for eons and eons. It seems like there's a couple of those games that have been coming out that have just been holding up in price for a long time. Baldur's Gate 3 is another one where that game, you know, you're lucky to see that game 20% off. We haven't even gotten a 30% off discount on that. But Black Myth Wukong here, 27% off for $43.79, which I do think is a fairly decent pickup, all things considered. So would give that a shout. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of challenging action RPGs, but Wukong, from a setting standpoint, I thought was tremendous. Visuals were great, the aesthetics of the game were great, and the gameplay was enjoyable. It's just, you know, I don't like repeating the same boss battles for hours and hours because I suck at these games. But nonetheless, that is available for $43.79. Then they do have a Sega publisher sale, and they've got a lot of great deals as a part of this sale. Persona 3 Reload, sub $30 here, $28.69 on that. I think that's a pretty great deal for Persona 3, the Reload. While I do prefer Metaphor, and we'll get to that in a little bit, P3R is still a great game. It's just a little bit dated in some regards. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Tartarus and how that's designed, but the story is still incredible. The soundtrack is phenomenal. The characters are super likable. The aesthetics of the game are great, and I think for $28.69 it is a really good pickup. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Look, that game is for the hardcore Yakuza fans, you know, and if you're up to date on the games, it takes place after Infinite Wealth. Yeah, after Infinite Wealth, but it is a spin-off game mostly centered around Majima. I mean, entirely centered around Majima, and it's pretty wacky, but it's a lot of fun. Like, if you're a fan of the quirkiness and the zaniness of Yakuza and you like Majima as a character, you're gonna love this game. $37.79 is a good pickup for a game that did just come out earlier this year. While the main story is fairly short, obviously, if you decide to do all the side content and whatnot, it's going to be a much bigger undertaking. So that for $37.79 I think is pretty good. Sonic X Shadow Generations, $27 on that I think is a really good deal as well. The initial $50 price tag was quite hefty, but I think for $27 it is very good. Great gameplay, and the Shadow Campaign is awesome. And the gameplay in the Shadow Campaign, how they've built upon like the Frontiers game design, I think they're doing a really great job with that. So yeah, definitely worthwhile to check that out. The Shadow Campaign is fairly short. You can complete it in around, you know, 7 hours or so. But yeah, $27 for that, pretty good deal there. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is $27. Not my cup of tea as far as the style of game that it is. I do think some of the story aspects were pretty cool. The mature tonality to the game I liked. But yeah, it just wasn't my cup of tea, but still, for a lot of people, they're gonna really dig that game. Sonic Frontiers Digital Deluxe, $19.24 on that. Again, I love Sonic Frontiers. I think it's a great game, and the base game is $16.49, which is a great pickup. Lost Judgment, $16.49. Certainly do play the first game, but that's a great pickup. Metaphor ReFantazio, my game of the year of 2024. I think that game is outstanding. You know, I was going back and forth with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. Yeah, your boy's a weeb. What can you do? But Metaphor, I think from a narrative standpoint, a gameplay standpoint, the characters, it's just stellar in just about every area. The game is outstanding. A phenomenal soundtrack as well. Just a tremendous game, and for $37, I think it's well worth it. Yeah, it's a pricey game, but you're also going to get like 70, 80 hours of content. It's very much worth it. Persona 5 Royal is $22.19. Again, I don't like Persona as much as Metaphor, but Persona 5 Royal is still a great game. Judgment is $11. Great deal there. Persona 4 Golden is $9 if you want to play that before Revival Revival comes out. Revival, I'm hoping, will be out next year, but we'll see on that. So, a lot of great deals available as a part of this sale. You've also got some of the older games. Valkyria Chronicles at $459, Sonic Adventure 2 at $449. You know, you got Virtua Fighter 5, $12.59 on that is pretty good. Like a Dragon Ishin is $13.79, which I think is a pretty decent deal. So, definitely some good stuff from the Sega sale. You got a Capcom sale as well. It's your typical Capcom deals. Dragon's Dogma 2, $25.19. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, $25.99, which is a good deal. Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition for $25.99. That's obviously a great deal. Definitely check that out. A worthwhile pickup there for that. And, you know, you got Resident Evil 4 the regular for $17.19. Dead Rising, hey, Dead Rising Deluxe Remastered, $25.74 on that. That came out, I want to say in September, was it September of 2024 or 2023? Honestly, these years go by so fast that I can't keep track of it all, but that's getting to a price point where I would say, you know, it might be a worthwhile pickup. The initial $50 I did feel like was quite a bit hefty, but for $25.74, I do think that's a good pickup. Lords of the Fallen is $13.74. You guys know me, I'm not crazy about these Souls-like games, but thematically and mechanically speaking, I really like Lords of the Fallen's, like, Realms gimmick that they had going on. I thought the game was pretty fun. It was an absolutely atrocious PC version when it came out, don't get me wrong on that, but I thought the game had some enjoyable aspects to it, and for $13.49, I don't think it's that bad of a pickup. Like, if you're super into the Souls-like genre and you want a Souls-like with some unique mechanics, I think you'll end up enjoying this game quite a lot. And for this price point, they just dropped the 2.0 update, so not a bad pickup there. And then we do have the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered for $34.49. Good to see this get cheaper and cheaper. It's run some 20% off discounts on Steam directly, but you'll get it here for $34.49. Oblivion Remastered, while it's a good upgrade of the game, do keep in mind it's still Oblivion, so it's going to be dated in a lot of regards, so, you know, might not be the best game in the world for you to jump back into the Elder Scrolls with if you only played Skyrim, but still an enjoyable game, a lot of content with the DLC baked into it, so $34.49 on that. I love how they handled the release of this game as well, the stealth release, like the worst kept secret in gaming release style that they went for. I thought it was really, really well done. So $34.49 on that. A good open world RPG. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals as a part of the Fanatical Summer Sale. I only took you guys through a fraction of the deals. They've got Space Marine 2 at $32.69. Hogwarts Legacy at $12.59 is crazy. Rise of the Ronin, $32 on that. Wukong is on sale. You know, some bad PC ports there for the Rise of the Ronin and Wukong, but what can you do? So, definitely some good stuff. Etrian Odyssey, by the way, the collection on that, $29.33, if you're looking for some dungeon crawling RPGs, not a bad deal there either. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.